Yeah, I'm looking at the studio right now. There's a little lag.
Going live.
Cool. Going live. All righty. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like we're live here. Yes. All right, cool. Yeah, so we're live here. Where are we at? Okay. Oh, we already have somebody in the chat. So we have Diana Todd. Are we able to earn a certificate for this webinar? Yes, you will be able to earn a certificate. Let me actually post the form link in the chat.
I'll also email your principal if you need me to. That'll be my certificate.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Great.
Admin has his privileges.
Absolutely. So for those that are interested in requesting a certificate of attendance, we'll be sharing a link in the chat, and post-webinar, we'll share a link so you can submit to get one of those. Where are we at? Here we go. Perfect. All right, that is there. Great. All right. Hey, Gareth. All right, so we are live. It looks like we have some of our guests showing up here. We'll wait a few minutes for those that are maybe running late or just logging on now. Give them a chance to join. But let's see where everyone is joining in from. Hello to everyone that's here now. Let us know where you're from, what you do. We'll get started in a minute or two here. Let's see right now. We have Michelle. Good evening, Michelle. How are you? Anne is from Alabama. Hello. Today we have Mr. Gareth Cook here.
That sounds so funny. Mr. Gareth Cook. No, just Gareth is fine.
All right. All right. We'll
no, I know you want to say Mr. Cook. Mr. Cook is Mr. Cook's corner.
I do. Mr. Cook's corner. You know, we have your videos here. We'll share some content.
No, that's okay.
But all righty. We have Todd logging in from Charlotte, North Carolina. Carrie from Maryland. Deborah from New Jersey. She teaches ESL. Nice. Hello from Texas. There we go.
There we go. There's my Texas people.
There you go. From the south side of Chicago, kindergarten teacher. Hello, Jennifer. All righty. Yeah, so we have some people trickling in here. Yeah, let's, this is going to be recorded. We won't wait too much longer. Gareth, Mr. Cook, please go ahead and introduce yourself, and we can get started. We'll share.
Sure thing. Hey, everybody out there. My name's Gareth Cook. I'm currently an assistant principal out in Leander, Texas. It's just outside of Austin. Been doing that for this is my 6th year. Before that, I taught 4th grade for 12 years. I've always been into education, fully Google certified. And a couple years ago, I was dared by another teacher to start a YouTube channel just to share some of my tech knowledge, and it's blossomed into a little bit of a following. So I like to just share tech tips and tricks and make it specific to teachers and educators. So Brian was so nice. He caught one of my Symbaloo videos because I love Symbaloo so much, and he just decided to reach out to me, and here we are. We're going to share some love and some knowledge, and hopefully y'all have a good time. So thanks for showing up. I'm super excited, and hopefully your day was not too long. I know what we're all dealing with out there, us educators. So hang tight, hang in there, and let's rock and roll.
All right, let's do it.
You want me to go ahead and share a screen and just get up and going?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So the last time, some of y'all may not have been at the last session, but we did meet once before a few months ago, and I shared ideas on how administrators can use Symbaloo to connect with staff. And what you're looking at right now was a web mix that we made in Symbaloo with links for staff. So if staff want to take lunch count or do school announcements or click on attendance, there's a counseling section here. There's stuff where you can find your schedules and your duties. We talked a lot about how to do that. This year, since the school year's just starting, I wanted to share a teacher-made web mix. So just to maybe give you guys some ideas on how you can use Symbaloo right off the bat to connect with your students, to connect with your parents, and to connect with the school links that you may have set up. If you want to take a look at this anytime, all you got to do is go to mrcookscorner.symbaloo.com. I'm sure we can post that somewhere. It may already be posted, Brian. And you'll see all the links at the top. So you've got my videos here. I'm not here to promote that, but here's the staff links from last time. I've got a teachers page. And then here's what we're talking about. Mr. Cook's class 2021-22. And one of the first things that I like to do is I like to color code and categorize my area. So on the left here, as you hover, you can see it says students. So all these in green are student links. On the right-hand side in yellow/orange, we've got parent links. And on the top and bottom, I put school links. And it's really so easy to do this. And I guess that's my main reason for coming on here and working with Brian, is just to kind of make life easier for teachers. It's not like one more thing on my plate. It's one more easy thing that we can do that makes access easy for students and parents. I know a lot of people are using Remind, we're using S'more, we're using Weebly, we're using Google Sites, all these different ways to communicate, but I really like how Symbaloo makes this functional in one spot. So for example, 99% of you guys out there have a Google Classroom. Here's one of the tiles right here. I click on it and it will pop me right out to my Google Classroom. I just have a test class to show you guys, but one click, boom, you're there. You may have an all about me presentation that students need to work on that first day. You click on that. And what's cool about this is a Google Doc or a Google presentation, but I've embedded it within Symbaloo. So we've got all these different things here. If you're doing virtual this year, I'm sure some people are still doing virtual. We have some virtual teachers on campus. You can link to people's Google Meet. You can link to your Google Calendar schedule for the year. Here's our calendar. So all these different things that students are going to need access to at the beginning of the year, you can put here on a grid. Same thing with parents. So when parents are like, how do I be a homeroom parent? How do I sign up to volunteer? Where do I submit my immunizations? Where's the school directory? What is our school supply list? All those common questions that teachers bring to you, and you're emailing them PDFs and you're emailing them links. It's just much easier to use this a Symbaloo here and drop the links here. So for example, if I want to know what the cafeteria is serving, I can drop a parent link here and say, guys, just go to my Symbaloo and click on Cafeteria Center. And then it'll pop up. You know, I made a fake thing here, but I didn't want to link to my actual school. But you can link directly to it and it'll pop up. One of the things that's really easy to do is you can see it fits. And if I want to add some things, all I have to do is tweak my grid. And editing is so easy. So you just hit an edit button right here. And you'll notice on the side, you can add things. So if I go into my settings and just do resize, you'll see these little arrows pop up and I can add rows up and down. So if I need to make more spaces, it's really easy to do. So let's say I wanted to add some parent links. I just added a new row and it tells you success, success, success. And I want to make this color reach over here as well. So all I have to do is, you can see here on the side, I've got my different categories. I've got students, I've got my school links, a top and a bottom, and then parents. And so let's say I want to resize it. All I have to do is click on the resize button, and now I can just grab it, stretch it, and now that's orange as well. So that's really easy to do. And if I need to rename this, like if I didn't want to call it parents, I could just click here and give it a new name. I can change the color of it. I want it to be orange. I want it to be pink. It'll change that as well. So customizing your web mix to make it really easy and visual for parents and students is pretty neat. So let's say that I've gone ahead and I've tweaked this and now I want to add a tile. For example, I've got Khan Academy. Most of you have probably heard of Khan Academy. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the link. But when I click on add a new tile, I just hover over, click on add a new tile. Look how it automatically pasted my link. I didn't even have to really click paste. It just spit that in there for me. And then it gives you the results. So I click on it. There it is. It's done. In previous iterations, Brian, I know we spoke about this. You had to do a lot more to get to this portion, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, so, it was a little more manual. We tried to automate a few things, but those are the little improvements that we're, consistently
Yeah.
making throughout the platform.
If
But yeah,
you went to if you go look at my old Symbaloo video, how I was doing a tutorial for this, you would have to type in the thing, you would have to type in the link, you'd have to choose a tile, so I mean, it still wasn't inconvenient, but now it's really as simple as just going on here and taking a look. Anytime you just go in and edit it, you can change the color, you can change what the icon is, you can choose whether to embed it, so it will open within Symbaloo. It's so easy to do. Let's say you're just struggling and you need a math idea. You can just click on add a new tile. I'm not going to paste it this time. I'll just type in math and do a search, and you'll see it already gives you all these choices right here. So maybe ABC or education.com or Dragonbox math apps. Math is fun. So if I just pick one randomly, Prodigy's a good one. So I'll click on Prodigy. It's there. It's linked. It's ready to go. So if you're struggling to get the wheels churning and you need some links, it's really easy for you to do. The auto paste function is so cool. And anytime you're done and you're ready to publish it, the button's just up here. You just hit the publish button, and then if you've already published it once, you just republish it, and you're done. Brian, do you have anything to add just to that first little piece? Is there anything I'm missing you think you want me to expand on?
Yeah, I mean, this is great, showcasing the new tile search feature. If you want to go ahead and click on one of those empty tiles again, just to kind of give a little more attention to this. Yeah, we've added a lot of different things. You can not only just search for, your tiles there, you have options to look through your Learning Paths assignments if you have connected a Learning Path account. You can import your favorites. We have a built-in bookmark importer. So if you do have a CSV file from, bookmarks within or from your web browser, you can import your favorites there. So it makes it really easy to just kind of gather all of your resources and bring them onto Symbaloo, kind of bring everything together. And then as you've seen here, whether on your pro web space or on a personal account, it makes sharing very easy. So yeah, little details like that. Just the value behind the Webmixes there.
And the settings on the left are really simple. You just hit it anytime and you can change the wallpaper, change the name, change the settings. I mean, it's very simple to add things, to pop them in and out. I like how it's really friendly with the Google ecosystem. It's so easy to just grab a Google Doc and drop it in here and just have it open within. I like to personally embed them. So like this is a Google form. So let's say you wanted to submit immunizations and I click on it. The Google form is here. And again, like I just made this up, but it's embedded within the Symbaloo itself. So they don't have to go to a second tab, fill it out, hit submit. They can just do it right here. And it's very simple. You would just right click on it again, edit, and then you can choose from the drop down. Do you want it to go in the website or do you want to embed it? They also do RSS feeds if you do news sources and things like that. But if I switch it to website and I hit save, now when I hit this, it pops it up in a separate tab now. And so you can see kind of the difference between the two. But for me, the less tabs, the better. I know I walk into my teachers' classrooms and I see some teachers out there with 35 plus tabs rocking at the top of their Chrome or their Safari. And this kind of helps with avoiding that. So it's embedded within. I'll go ahead and save that again. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, no. That was great. Go ahead.
So the next thing that we were going to touch on was it's huge, especially last year with our virtual learning. And I know a lot of us out there are still doing that. I hit on that a little bit ago, and using Google Classroom is pretty integral. So one of the coolest things about this is the ability to just publish directly to the stream of your Google Classroom. So for example, if I want to share this Webmix to block 2, let's say I'm, departmentalized and I got 3 blocks, but I want to share this to block 2. All I have to do is hit the share button. And then down here, there's a Google Classroom button. When I click on that, it's going to pop and then choose class. Now, in this case, it only shows one class, excuse me, because I'm just using a burner account. I'm using my Mr. Cook's Corner account. But if I had my admin account up, it would list the 50 different classes that I have, and I can choose whichever one I want. So in this case, I'll just choose the test class. And then even further than that, you can make it an assignment, ask a question, make it an announcement, or create material. When you do learning pathways and you're done with a learning pathway and you want to share that, you would do the same thing. You would click Google Classroom and just make it an assignment. But in this case, I would just make an announcement. I'll hit go and then just type, like, here is our web mix for the year. And then, sorry, grammar police. And then when I hit post, now in my Google Classroom, here's the stream. It's right there. And just like with regular Google Classroom, you can always move it to the top. You can pin it, and you can add your class comments. But now, when a student in your class comes in, you don't have to send them an email. It's just going to be in the stream, and they can click on it, and it pops up. Boom, right here. Here's the Symbaloo that I just shared. Here's the web mix that we just did. So the Google Classroom integration is pretty high. I mean, I like it. We use it so much in our classroom nowadays that I just find that it's absolutely necessary. But if you don't have Google Classroom, it's just as simple as clicking right here, the link. It's just copy to clipboard. Then you could just bust out an email, paste the link in the email, and you could share it that way as well. So if you're sending it to parents or you're sending it to teammates to collaborate with, that works too. But while we're at it, just since I said collaborate, if you have teammates, like if you're on a 4th grade team and you want to have other people contribute to this web mix, you just hit the 3 dots over here and hit collaborate. And then you can, just like a Google Doc or a Google Sheet or anything in that ecosystem, you just click allow others access. Right now it's public. I don't want anybody to have public, but I can share it privately with specific people that I want to have. So right now I'm going to, there you go, invite collaborators. So I think that's just another thing that, collaboration is key, and having the ability to link up with the other teachers to have them add on to it is pretty critical. So
absolutely. And if I may just interject,
please
to add a little more to the collaboration feature. Yeah, this is a great way. Just, that was very well put. It's just like Google Docs. You can invite others to collaborate on your web mixes. The one thing that should be noted is, for example, if you were to share that with me and you wanted me to collaborate on this, I can definitely add new tiles and help you rearrange it, change the settings. But if you were to publish that to, for example, your pro web space, mrcookscorner.symbaloo.com, or sharing that, you as the admin of that web mix would need to then republish it and share, basically share out that new copy. Everything acts as like a timestamp. So you want to push out those edits, update changes there at the top as you see, just so that way it pushes everything out.
And that helps me remember too. So I just refreshed the screen. Like I made some changes, and it tells you right now, it's not live till you hit update, but it used to be kind of tucked away, and now you can just hit update and now it's done. So it just refreshed it right there. So I'm good. And then on the side, you've got all your links, so you can order your tabs. You can do all the different things you want to do. I don't think we're going to get into searching for others, but you can go look for other teachers' web mixes. You can look for learning pathways to make assignments. We focused a little bit more on that when we did last session, so I would encourage you to go back if you're interested to our previous stream to go check that out.
Definitely.
One other thing that I was thinking about was just Google Sites. I know teachers out there are either using Weebly or Google Sites. I have a Google site right here, just a basic Brenda. Here we go. What's really cool about this is when you hit share. Oops, sorry, I got to edit first. I got to go into edit mode. When I hit share in edit mode, down here, there's the embed button, just right next to Google Classroom. Over here, you hit embed and just copy the code. And then now all I have to do is I'm over here in my Google site. I made a page called class links. One of my buttons is embed. I hit the embed button. I go to the embed code and just paste it. And then when I hit next, here it is right here. And I'm just going to drag it to find the right size. It looks like it all fits right there. And then I'll center it. And then when I hit publish and send it out, and then we can see what it looks like. Live preview. This is what it looks like. So on your Google site, you've got the Symbaloo embedded. So you don't have to send the kids directly to Symbaloo. You can have it embedded within a Google site itself, or any other web builder that allows you to use embed code. The embed code is just simply cut, copy, paste, and then resize it. And these links are live now. So I'm in my Google site and I can click on these links, and there we go. It takes me right to where I want it to be. So I think that's kind of a game changer in itself right there. So definitely wanted to share that with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. That was great. Yeah, and to add a little more to what you said just a little before that, there are a bunch of ways for you to either create your own resources or, find other resources that have been shared by other educators or users on the Symbaloo platform. I just wanted to give more of a tip. I know we did cover it in the last one, but we have the Webmix gallery, the learning paths gallery, as you've mentioned. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and kind of show them really quickly, that'd be great. You can,
So here's the gallery, right? So we've got a nice gap. The galleries where we've got public web mixes. So these are people who have published web mixes. You can do the same thing with yours. So you can publish your web mix to where other people can find it. So for example, let's say, I teach social studies. So and you see some of the pre-populating already. Let's say you're doing, I'm not even going to do limited by grades. Let's do a search and see. Look at all these right here. So Clearwater R1 High School Library. And the cool thing is you don't necessarily have to borrow the entire web link, but if I pull this web mix up, I may just find a couple sites. I may be able to just browse this and go, oh, I never thought of Smithsonian. Here we go. Ancient History Encyclopedia. I didn't know about that. A lot of these would be relevant to social studies. And if you like it, just the button over here, add this web mix. And now you've got this web mix with your other tabs. So I've got my Mr. Cook's Corner. I've got my other ones that I have. And now I've got this social studies. It's got a little lock next to it because it doesn't belong to me. But I do believe, Brian, I don't off the top of my head remember how, but I know I can duplicate this, right? Or I can...
Yeah. So when you add a web mix from the gallery, or say, for example, if you shared, Mr. Cook's class 2021 through 2022 with me, if you shared that link with me and I added that to my account, just as you've done so from the gallery, these web mixes will appear by default with that little lock. Again, that just means that you're more so subscribed and following that web mix, and you can't make any changes. But I know what you were getting at was you can actually unlock these to kind of make a timestamp copy and make it your own so that you can use this as a template, save some time, add your own resources, remove whichever ones don't work for you. And to do so, you can just click on that following button right next to the publish button in the center.
There it is.
And then right down below, there's a little gray button. It's kind of hard to see. We should probably change that, but it says stop updates and enable editing. So right there. Yeah, if you click on that, now you'll see that the padlock disappears up at the top, and you can show them. You can add your own tile, delete the tiles.
And to me, that's amazing because I don't have to go in and recreate the wheel. I can just be like, oh, this is a cool grid. I want to get rid of Edmodo. I want to get rid of horrible histories. I don't need it. Delete. Best of history websites. Delete. I want to shift this guy over here. I want to drag this dude here. I want to go in settings and I want to resize it and I want to move these down. So it just, look at me just grabbing and going within 2 seconds, and now I'm shrinking this. It's great. I really love that you could just take somebody else's and just tweak it to how you see fit. And then if you don't like it, whenever you're done, you can always go up here and hit the X button, and now I've just removed it. So if you don't like it, you can always remove it. So to me, that's pretty legit.
Yeah, and to add a little more to that, actually, just to clarify, when you click on the X at the top, that actually just hides that. So if you open up your My Webmixes menu on the left-hand side, right above the little owl, no, that's okay.
There it is.
You can click on that. So it's just a way for you to kind of clean up the tab section. Maybe you want to refer to that later, use it later. But if you do want to completely remove it, you want to click on the three little next to the publish button in the center above the webmix, you'll see that you have a remove button.
There it is.
And it'll be like a 2-step situation.
Yeah.
So you click on that, it'll ask you to type delete, and you can remove that. But yeah, that's it's a great way to save time. It's a great way to find inspiration, see what other users are, how they're using Symbaloo. Yeah, just kind of like a template, stepping stone. And you can do the same thing with learning paths. Let's actually explain this here.
So it's the same thing over here on the side. So you've got Webspaces of people that have really not. How about Brett? Give the proper definition, because I don't want to mess up your platform.
Sure. No, you're fine. So on the left hand side in the navigation bar there, at the very bottom, you'll see that little icon there with the little T or plus. But that's a way for you to kind of search through web spaces that have been verified by Symbaloo. We have partners and webinar hosts such as Mr. Cook himself. He has some great content to share. We work with hosts like Mr. Cook, and we verify these web spaces and we put them up there for you to kind of go and search through and also pin and follow them. So for example, click on one of those.
This is
if you wouldn't mind.
the education. This is the education web space. And I can see, look at all the tabs up here. So this is ELA, nothing but ELA websites here. Math websites. Oh yeah, this is I really like this. Coding and typing. I'm just gonna say right here, SEL. Social emotional learning. This is huge when we're trying to make connections with our kids this year. That's our big professional development launch for our school, is just making connections with kids. And you've got, I mean, look at all these. I just want to get into zones of regulation right now. Sorry, I'm not going to hijack this. Keep going. I'm sorry. This is great.
No, completely fine. This is your webinar. But so what we do is we have these web spaces there. And if you are, for example, logged into a personal account, you'll see a little green button at the top that says pin or follow web space. And you'll pin that unless that changed. Maybe now it's automatically added on the left-hand side as it did here, but those will be added on the left-hand side navigation bar there. And you can refer to those back, use those resources. You can make copies of those web mixes. That's a great way for you to find new resources, follow some of the educators such as, Gareth. And yeah, again, great way to find resources, see what people are up to, find some new content to share, and use as great starting points,
Yeah. And so same thing with Learning Paths on the side. The little owl will have your Learning Paths. And this is where we would do a whole nother webinar on this, on creating them. But these are also things where we did this before, where it's like gamification. You create pathways, and each little pathway has a link to something, whether it's an assignment or a task or a video or a website, and students work their way through it to the finish line. And at the bottom, you can keep track of how much time kids are spending on it, how far they've gone so far. And just like with the webinar or with the web mix, you'll be able to publish that to your Google Classroom stream. So this would be this exact same thing here.
Yeah, so this is definitely a step above the web mixes. You can create these real-time assessment, kind of assignments there, questions. You can quiz your students, track their progress, as you saw on that previous page that Gareth showed.
If you go to, go ahead.
Oh no, you can. Sorry. I was just going to say, you can also assign them via Google Classroom as you did the web mixes. So all the integrations are there. Symbaloo is link-based, which is the beauty of it. So, if you're trying to share an assignment on a different website other than Google, Google Sites, or if you're using, it's all link-based. No, you're okay. So you can just grab a share link and distribute it that way.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
If you go to YouTube and look up Mr. Cook's Corner, I have an entire video specifically right here. It's just Symbaloo Learning Paths. It's a step-by-step tutorial. It's like 9 minutes long, but it'll get you up to speed on how it works, how to get running with it. Like I said, all these videos are just very short to the point, but in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be rolling out a new video specifically for all these Symbaloo updates that have rolled out. Just the tile search, the sharing tabs, the gallery updates, how to, tutorials, web spaces versus galleries. There's actually a Chrome extension now. Do you want me to show them that? A Chrome extension is pretty cool.
Yeah, you can quickly give them a little.
You cut me off if we're done. You let me know.
Oh, we're good. Yeah, we'll cut it off here shortly, but
sure.
For really quick, just for everyone attending, if you do have any questions, type them into the chat box. We'll get to a little Q&A after we're done here. So,
Symbaloo
go ahead and show them.
Right there. So if you go to the Chrome Web Store and go to extensions, it's just a bookmarker. Once you add it to Chrome, it'll pop it up, and it'll be here with your others. And then whenever you have a website that you want to, you're surfing around and you find a website that you want to add, you just click it and it will add it to your web mix of your choosing. So that's just another way of just having a little button up here that makes life a little bit easy for you.
Definitely.
All right.
A very nice, quick way to add resources while you're surfing the web and you come up on something interesting. Hey, this is great. I can share this with my students or a colleague. Great way to just save your resources. But yeah, so that's I believe that's it, right? You good? We can get into the
I'm
Q&A.
hoping that I cannot get to monitor the chat or see people's reactions. It's different than PD with staff, but hopefully that was of use to you guys out there. If you have questions or if you want to work with me on this, or you can email me, you can reach out to Symbaloo. We're both here to help with this. My cat's happy to help. She'll hop in and help out with that as well. But hopefully that provided some value for you guys.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you did. You absolutely did. I know a lot of people have recently been asking about, Google Classroom integrations and things like that. So you
easy.
kind of showcasing all of that is valuable, of course. But let's see. Let's get into the chat and see if anyone has submitted any questions. As of right now, it looks like we have a couple. So Diana asks if there's a button for Schoology, just like Google Classroom. So there's no direct button to Schoology, just like how we have the Google Classroom icon there. However, as I mentioned, Symbaloo is very link-based. So if you are trying to share a webmix, or if you create a learning path and want to share that learning path, it's all link-based. You click a share button, you get a shareable link, and you can distribute that however you want through whatever tool or platform you're using. So very simple, just no dedicated Schoology button.
Yeah, while you're doing it, I'll do it up on there for you. So if you're in here and you're wanting to put it in Schoology, when you go to your share button, you're just going to grab the link. It's just copy it to your clipboard, just right there, and then you'll just paste it in an announcement. Because I know there's a lot of those programs that not everybody uses Google Classroom. So yeah, but it's simple.
Sure.
Just copy paste a link.
Yeah. Thank you for showcasing that. Todd asks if there's a Symbaloo integration with Canvas. Again, we don't have many, but it's all link based. Same thing. You can just distribute these links as you kind of need to, unless there's something that that I don't. Gareth.
No, I mean, honestly, these are all different versions of the same. Like, they're all integrating. Some people use eSchools. Like I said, some people use Schoology. They're different ways of doing the same thing to run your curriculum, to grade your assignments, and it would be tough for you as a platform to track them all down. But I mean, I'm sure if you got a running list, I'm sure you could figure out a way to do that. But seriously, just posting the link works just the same as in anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's the reason that the Google Classroom button is there, is because we have so many users that do use Google Classroom, and it was more so a no-brainer just to kind of integrate that. For example, like Schoology and Canvas, we don't have that big of a request for that. But again, it's all the same thing. It's just a couple of steps less using the Google Classroom button versus just copying the link and then going into your Schoology or Canvas account and sharing the webmixes or whatever. But it's not much of a difference there. But let's continue going down. If you do have any more questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. You can reach out to us later if you have any questions for Gareth. We can also relay those, or if you want to reach out to him through his YouTube, you can also do that. But let me go down the Q&A and here see what other questions we have. Michelle asks, what is the fee for a professional Symbaloo account for educators? So we have multiple account types. We do have a standard personal without the Webspaces, meaning you won't get the domain, your name, or mrcooksclass.symbaloo.com or mrcookscorner.symbaloo.com. So you get a personal account where you can just share your webmixes individually. But we do have a free pro account, which is ad supported, meaning there are ads. They're all child safe ads. So, you don't have to worry about your students running into anything explicit in that regard. But we have the free teacher account, and then we have a paid teacher account, which is $5 a month, which is a monthly subscription, or you can do $49 for the year to save a little more if you want to pay up front. That is all. You can pay for all that online, just like any other subscription, Netflix or Spotify. You just go and enter your credit card information, and you can pay for it there. But we have those for teachers, and then we also do library, school, and district accounts, which are tiers up. And everything is paid for usage. So the classroom account, the teacher account there is meant to be used by a single teacher within a single classroom environment. And the others allow you more usage, more traffic onto your page. So let us know if you have any more questions. We can definitely relay some more information. Carrie asks if we can change the background. I'm assuming you're asking about the backgrounds on a webmix. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and show that real quick, that would be awesome. You can definitely change the wallpapers, customize that. However, there's a lot of customization options within Symbaloo. Gareth will show you here real quick.
So just right there. So you're in settings, and this was just so right there, change wallpaper. They have these pre-designed ones. So all these, but I also like just uploading the one uploaded image. So you can go in here and I don't know, this is something from, will it do this one? You have to have a certain size. Oh, choose selected wallpaper.
Yeah.
We'll see
Size-wise,
what it
can't
does.
exceed
Yeah,
1
see, there it
megabyte.
is. So that was like a Google Slides background that I had. So that clearly is not going to be appropriate. Like, it doesn't make much sense. So, but they have a gallery that you can choose from just picking a color. Yeah, there you go. And just have it red. You can have a bunch of different backgrounds there. I just did a cheater background just because it was Mr. Cook's Corner, and I just had a chalk background. But yeah, pretty simple.
Yeah, great. Thank you for showing that. Somebody's asking, how can we watch again? So if you registered for the webinar, you'll actually be receiving a email here with the replay link. You can also come onto Symbaloo's YouTube channel and look for the video link there. It'll be stored and kind of hosted on our YouTube for you to kind of go refer back to. You can also go and check out Mr. Cook's past webinar and other webinar host content there as well. So feel free to look at that. We'll send you guys some resources there in a post-webinar email here. And another thing that I did want to mention is for those that are attending, we also offer a certificate of attendance that you can use towards your PD hours or anything like that. There's a submission form at the top of the chat. So if you want to scroll up, there aren't too many people, but you can click on that Google Doc, submit your information, and we'll generate those and send those out within 48 hours. So go ahead and do that if you need one. But you can watch the replay.
It's the easiest PD you'll ever get.
Yeah, so it looks like that's about it on the questions wise. Do you have anything else to share, Gareth?
Not today. I think we're good, guys. Just, stay sane out there. We know how tough things are for you, and at least me in the admin world, we're trying to watch your back as best we can. We love you guys out there, and hopefully y'all are staying safe and keep it running as best you can. This is a great tool. I wouldn't come on if I didn't believe in it, and I used it as a teacher for a long time. It's once you get your feet wet, it's super convenient and just a great tool all around. So I'm just happy to share that. You can always find me at mrcookscorner.com. I got Teachers Pay Teachers stuff. I got YouTube videos. All my TPT stuff is digital. So if you're looking for digital assignments, find me. I have a Google Sites course that's offering if you're wanting to do Google Sites and you enjoy the dulcet tones of my voice, which I'm sure sounds like grating chalk on fingernails on a chalkboard. But aside from that, we're just happy to be here, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. One more thing I do want to mention for those that are interested in learning a little more about Symbaloo is we're going to be hosting a nice little getting started webinar series through September, maybe running into October as well. I'll be showing you kind of the nitty gritty of Symbaloo. You'll receive some more information again in an email that goes out after this event. But you can register for the webinar series and yeah, it'll be setting up an account, signing up for your account, completing your profile, setting up your pro web space, sharing your resources, the multiple methods, getting into the nitty gritty, some of the details that Gareth here showed you, personalizing, organizing, all of that. So stick around, keep an eye out for that email. You can find a landing page online, but if you need any help, feel free to reach out to us at our support. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Gareth, for your time, for the great content.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, we'll see everyone soon.
Have a great day, guys.
Thanks. Bye, everyone. Okay.